What fact about the opposite Shreks did you learn embarrassingly late in life? Hi Reddit guys, subscribe now, or I will squeeze a lemon into your eye. I couldn't figure out why it's so common for men to pee on the seat and the floor around the seat. Is it that hard to aim? Like, how the frick is this such a thing? Then I had a son and potty trained him. I remember the moment it clicked. He pointed it one way and the pee went a totally different direction. It defied logic. One time I aimed at the middle and it split into two streams. One stream missed the toilet to the left, and the other missed to the right. Split streams are the bane of any man's lavatory experience. That's a sentence I didn't think I'd be writing today. Had a friend who only figured out what a clitoris was in a game of Cards Against Humanity at the ripe age of 26. He was the one judging the cards in a game with 3 guys and 4 girls. Someone played the clit card. He read the card aloud and goes, "I don't even know what that is." Awkward silence ensued. Never felt so bad for someone in my life. Did someone enlighten him? By 26 years old you should be able to talk amongst yourselves. Damn. I would imagine after the silence, everybody would have started laughing. That's some embarrassing ass stuff. Way goddamn late to the party, but I posted this before and wanted to share again. I used to think my testicles were my unborn kids. Like one day they would hatch and bam, I would have 2 kids. I was always confused when I saw people with like 8 kids and wondered how he walked before. Freaking fantastic, thank you. My exes used IUDs for contraception that pretty much stopped their periods. At 24, my current girlfriend is my first real exposure to a regular menstrual cycle. One time while getting timid, she says, "By the way, I have a tampon in me." I ask, "But what's it still doing there?" "Well, I thought you use it like a pipe cleaner and then take it out." Late into high school I didn't know that tampons went inside. I thought they just laid there like a hot dogs in a bun. 15 plus years later I still don't live that one down. I'm sorry, but that's hilarious. Thank you for sharing. I thought periods were a one and done type thing, not a monthly ordeal. It made me wonder if my teacher was crazy sentimental when she said her daughters mark it on their family calendar. I thought when my period came, I could just sit on the toilet for a few minutes until it was over, like peeing. This is a dream. This Sunday will be period day, when we celebrate the memory of when I bled from my pee-pee that one day 16 years ago. Didn't you two write a song about that? Boyfriend is 28. He thought we carried around little containers of Vaseline to lube up the tampons before inserting them. He also just found out that some tampons have cardboard applicators. He was horrified on both accounts. Isn't that uncomfortable? Already commented this, but he also just found out that maxi pads stick to your panties and not your body, like a giant band-aids. Honestly, he might have something there with slamming some Vaseline on those cardboard applicators. That shoot does not feel good. You've seen those mini Vaseline lip balm things? That's what he thought those were. And yeah, I think he's onto something. Already commented this, but he also just found out that maxi pads stick to your panties and not your body, like a giant band-aids. I am 23 and just learned this. I had to explain to my female friend that when you orgasm you do not ovulate. She is 25 and was afraid of having Shreks because she didn't want to waste her eggs. This would be amazing. Awful if it was true though. You only have a finite number of Shrek encounters before you're barren. Women have circa 300,000 viable eggs, so you'd have to orgasm circa 20 times a day every day for your entire fertile, puberty, menopause, life to run out. Not technically impossible I guess, but you'd have to be freaking committed. Challenge accepted. Death by snoo. As a child I thought Shreks was one moment of penetration and then over. Like you roll around and kiss, then the guy sticks it in once and the sperm comes out and Shrek's over. I was basically getting ready to have Shreks for the first time when I learned that the peanuts is in the whole time thrusting. I didn't know about the thrusting either. I just thought that you fell asleep connected and the sperm would slowly come out due to the term sleeping together. Reminds me of the movie Avatar when they connect their hair to frickle mayo. I always thought it was weird that they also use their hair to ride their horse things, and their flying monsters. I use my hands to jack off, but also to shake your hand. We aren't so different. Okay, so as long back as I can remember, I knew girls didn't have dongs. But I thought they just didn't have anything there at all. Like it was just a smooth area of skin, like a Barbie doll, and that they pissed from their butt and that's why they had to sit down and use toilet paper when urinating. Eventually I found out the truth, but for years I believed girls just didn't have anything there. I remembering having really bad diarrhea and thinking I was peeing from my butt and wondering if it were possible that I was turning into a girl. The human body used to be so much more mysterious. Have you ever had a diarrhea so bad that you came out of the bathroom as a girl? I knew what a pee-pee was, but I didn't know pussy was another name for it. So why did my dumbass ask my 7th grade history teacher in the middle of class? So then Germany invaded Poland. Hand shoots up, what say pussy? You. So I know where her pee-pee is, but where's the push? Teacher. This isn't Shrek said. More like, what does pussy mean? The entire classroom stares at me in disbelief. My brother thought women wore bikini tops, etc. because they didn't have nipples and were embarrassed. He was probably 10 when I broke the news to him. I was the same way. I think Barbie and her lack of nips are what causes the confusion. You know, you may be onto something. Give Barbie Nips campaign 2018. My husband and I started dating in high school, so we had all the awkward first moments together. The first time I jacked him off, I was so shocked that I'm his warm mayo. I don't know what I thought before, but I was like, it's warm. Gross. Not what he wanted to hear. Did you think the balls are like a fridge? How else do you keep the pee cold? I have a 29-year-old female friend who was a virgin up until her current boyfriend, and she's still a bit naive when it comes to the dirty work. They're super cautious about Shreks. Not a bad thing. Don't get me wrong. And, long story short, she's never felt or even seen them outside of a condom. The idea that this could possibly be her reaction to the stuff the first time she gets an unfiltered experience with it kinda makes me laugh. I grew up in a religious area and my friend's premarital counselor was this pastor who made everyone read some super explicit Christian Shrek's book before getting married. I guess he said he'd heard too many wedding night disaster stories that he felt it was his job to fully educate super sheltered Christian kids. I wouldn't be surprised if temperature of semen was in there since my friend said the book blazed through anal and all the way into how to use toys. Until I was about 7, I thought boobs were just lungs located outside the body. God, that would be disturbing if you saw boobs inflating and deflating as women breathed. I'm sure this will turn into a weird anime fetish somewhere down the line. Pretty sure it just did. I'm pretty sure it already is. When women are on their period and they sneeze and blood comes out of the PPAA. The good ole birthing of a jellyfish. Oh, and it's not just blood like it would come out of a cut. It's gelatinous and gross and goopy like snot. Smiley face. Feels great to have a slimy glob forcefully evicted from your genitals. Feels great to have a slimy glob forcefully evicted from your genitals. As a man, I unsarcastically agree. Watching One Born Every Minute, a show about women giving birth in the UK, and asked my so where the umbilical cord went after being cut. I guess I'd always assumed it just sort of got sucked back up into the vagine like the electrical cord on a vacuum. I'm 27. Cum is not absorbed by the women's body, but drips out afterwards. Well, to be fair, once sperm can be absorbed, it drops out eventually. Men can make their peanuts dance. I don't know if it's all men, but certainly a majority seem to be able to make it bob up and down by clenching what I assume are abdominal muscles. The first time I saw it, I thought it was bordering on witchcraft. You might also be interested to know that testicles move of their own accord. If you get a guide to sit or lie down and relax, you can just watch them slowly move around in a way that brings to mind a lava lamp. I remember noticing this for the first time, probably around 8 years old. I somehow convinced myself that there were aliens in my balls. I was so panicked I showed my mum and everything. Bahaha, aha. I can still remember the time, aged about 3, that I discovered I had balls and excitedly told my mum. She made me repeat it to my dad later just so they could both laugh. Female roommate who grew up in a house with only females. Had a guy over. Guy needed to pee. She remembers there's no toilet paper in the bathroom and runs to get a roll. He says it's okay, I'm just going to pee. She's confused. Didn't realize that guys don't wipe their peanuts after peeing. Maybe not all guys. The horrifying drippy willy syndrome? Musical notes. No matter how much you shake and dance, the last few drops end up in your pants. Today I learned more stuff than I'd like to admit. Oh, so you also thought boobs were lungs located outside of the body? Glad I'm not the only one. Okay Reddit guys, subscribe now, or I will squeeze a lemon into your eye.